assistance.
No. Oh my goodness.
All right, good evening, everyone. We will, hi Zoe over there. We will start our meeting at 6:01 actually. Thank you very much for everyone who is tuning in to Bourne TV. And thank you in our audience for attending. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. So we call the meeting to order right at 6 p.m. Pledge to the flag. If we could all stand, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All righty. Public input. Is anyone here from the public that would like to speak? Hi, Taylor. How are you? Thank you for coming. Taylor from the Enterprise. Okay, I don't see anybody or hear anyone that would like to speak from the public. Reports and presentations. There's no real chairman's report. Student advisory report, student spotlight. We would like to introduce Taylor.
It's nice to see everyone again.
Oh, nice to see you.
I'll just give a quick introduction in case anyone doesn't know who I am. I'm Taylor Samard. I'm a junior at Bourne High School, and I'm part of the student advisory. So this month's meeting will focus on Bournedale Elementary and just go over some fun things that they've done since the last time I met with everyone in January. So we'll get to the important stuff first, which is that they celebrated their 100th day of school. They did fun activities and crafts in their classroom, and as you can see by the middle photo, some of our students did age on this day in particular, so that's pretty exciting. They also had a math night, and Bournedale Elementary invited caregivers and students to a night filled with equations, fun, and of course some pirate-themed games, which is exciting and allowed the students to practice the skills they've learned in the classroom and apply them in front of their teachers and people that are important to them. They also focus heavily on emphasizing kindness since we last spoke, and one classroom took that a step further by creating 2 classroom blankets and donating them to people who need them. And after that, the students were able to kind of reflect on what they did and think about how that made them feel good and what they hope it granted the other people in return. And this guides perfectly into Kindness Week. Students engaged in challenges. They learned different ways that they can dedicate their time to being kind, and they also did activities and crafts, and this helped create a stronger sense of community and empathy and teamwork at Bournedale. And as you can see, Shamrock the dog, who I did a presentation on last year, had a lot of work that week spreading his love, so that's just very nice to recap on him. There was also lots of celebrations in spirit as classrooms learned about Groundhog Day and were able to celebrate by doing fun crafts. And they also engaged in a spirit week that all of Bourne Public students did leading up to Canal Cup and February break. And that knits perfectly into how our Bourne Hockey returned the favor by reading to classrooms and setting a good example for those students of where reading can get them, as well as creating a tightly knit community here at Bourne Public Schools. And luckily, before we got 3 feet of snow, kids were able to enjoy the snow. Oh my gosh, I know how indoor recess is, so I figured this was a very important slide because they were able to go outside, enjoy the sunlight, get inspired by nature to fill out the prompts led by their teachers. And I just think that it's nice to know that they got to go outside without some snow on the ground. They also received a special visit from MA Department of Elementary and Secondary Education Commissioner Martinez, who joined teachers and students at BES to observe what the students learn each day in their classrooms. This included literacy workshops, ARC, UR, LI, and Hegarty. And of course, School Committee Chair Donnell Beals also joined Commissioner Martinez in visiting BES. And I think it's important to emphasize that he was able to speak with two members of their student council, as well as other important figures in the school, to get a better sense of what we're all about at Bourne Elementary. And just a quick little notice that registration for kindergarten and preschool is open moving into next school year, which is always exciting that we're going to get new members to our Willow Bourne Public Schools. and just some quick updates on what the other schools have been up to and what's coming up in March. Bourne Intermediate School has a STEAM March 26, 2026, of course, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. They also had the All-Star Review, which is just like honestly a rite of passage here at Bourne. I think everyone remembers their time, and it's just wonderful to be a part of a production like that. And Mr. Couch received Teacher of the Month from radio station Fun 107 after they received numerous letters from 5th graders that he has taught. And then Bourne Middle School had a bingo night last night, March 3rd. And Bourne High School has Knockdown Hunger coming up March 20th, 2026. And that involves all of Bourne Public Schools. They're hoping to receive donations for the big event. It all goes to local food pantries and whatnot. And then all those who competed in districts that made it onto the state competition will be leaving on March 12th to go to the state competition all the way through the 14th, so we can wish those Bourne DECA members luck. And then Meet the Coach Night for the high school is on March 10th for spring sports, so that hopefully we'll see some 8th grade faces as well as returning high school members. And that's all I have for you guys. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was so good. I don't know who I was telling. I want to hire you, Taylor, for my marketing, for my business. I love the pink. I love that presentation. So nice and so cohesive. You did such a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of exciting stuff happening at Bourne Public Schools. So... Oh, superintendent's report.
All right.
Dr.
So,
Joe.
It is so great to be back. I mean,
Oh,
I think
gosh.
it certainly made me feel grateful to come back to work and to have heat and to have power and to have all of that stuff. So it gives you pause, but we're especially excited that all of our kiddos came back, and hopefully, our schools feel that joy again. So we are, wishing for spring and kind of just full steam ahead. But yeah, we'll start with our announcements and accolades. So we'll start with our principals to kind of talk about some of the great things. It was wonderful that Taylor previewed a few things, but there's so much happening in March. Some of our February things got pushed into March as well. So who would like to go first? Mrs. Carpenito?
I'll also be reading for BIS. Hello.
Hi.
So this week we're in Read Across America Week. We have some great activities and Spirit Days. Again, we love good Spirit Days. And the Literacy Committee has put together a list of books for the kids to explore and read as classes, and then as they go around the building, you can hear them talking about them class grades, so that's been really neat. And we're finishing that up on Friday with Books and Bagels with the teachers. And they get to have their own book swap. It's just a great way for the kids to see that the teachers really enjoy that reading as well, and how social reading can be. So it's a great way to kind of foster that love. This week, our first grade team is welcoming back Grace from Woods Hole Sea Grant. Her lessons focus on the ocean's influence of us and also our influence on the ocean. So it's a really great way for our students to understand that even at their young age, the impact they have on our coastal community and how that's going to look in years to come. On the 12th, we have DJ Ooch coming for our PTA Family Fun Night. We had to bump back our wing rounds, but we have the kids kind of gave the final vote. They wanted an extra week. We were originally supposed to finish our current win group this week, but they asked us if we could bump it because they missed a whole week last week. So we'll be kind of bumping those dates out a little bit. Our kindergarten teachers this year had created a curriculum night for their families to be able to bring the families in and have the kids teach them the games and activities that they learn throughout the day, so the parents can really get a taste of what it's like to be a kindergarten student right now. So they rotate throughout the classrooms, and they learn a different skill, they play a different game, then they get take-home bags that they can then go home and do those same activities at home. So they have their second part of that evening coming up on the 19th, which has really been a great turnout. We have more people coming the second round, which is really cool for them. Our second trimester grades are going to actually be closing on the 20th. We just made that change today just because we lost that week and we were so close to the end of the trimester, we wanted to give us more time. So families will receive some notification tomorrow that report cards are actually going to be going home on the 27th. We have Book Nook on the 26th. As Taylor said, we have Steamposium at BIS for all our students in Bourne. Very excited for that. That's always a huge turnout. Mr. Lundell always says it looks like a Taylor Swift concert when you drive by the intermediate school, so we're very excited for that. And what you just received is a list of our transition events that the Student Council and our administration has come up with for our first and second grade students as we're looking to prepare them for the intermediate school. And the Student Council members have put their final seal of approval, if you will, on the passport to BIS, which is the other document that you have. There were a lot of components that went into that. The students felt it was really important to kind of have some creativity and explore. You'll see they can draw what their ideal classroom might look like. It gives them an opportunity to kind of get some worries out and talk about things that they might be nervous about. There's a scavenger hunt on there for them to talk about different places they're going to visit at BIS, the staff that they're going to meet and see. We talk a lot with them about having trusted adults and people in your circle that you know you can go to, and showing them that those people exist over at BIS just as they do here at Ferndale, and they're going to see a lot of familiar faces too, which really helps to put their mind at ease. And there's a part in there too for them to write down some questions that they have, and we'll be using those for the step-up days so that Ms. Trott and Mrs. Colbert already have those ready to go, and they'll be able to answer those questions for the students as we transition. And then for BIS, students and staff were absolutely thrilled to return from an unexpected 2-week break. The excitement and positive energy throughout the building felt like the very first week of school. Classrooms quickly reestablished their routines, and the joy of being back together as a learning community was evident in every hallway. Prior to the vacation week, teachers welcomed families into the building for parent-teacher conferences. Those meetings provided valuable opportunities to share thoughtful updates on student progress, celebrate growth, and strengthen our home-school partnerships. We deeply value these connections and appreciate the continued collaboration with our BIS families. This week, we are proudly celebrating Read Across America Week, and the school has been buzzing with literacy-focused fun. Each morning, a mystery reader shares a book during morning announcements. There's an ongoing book swap outside the Media Center. And today, the students got to enjoy flashlight fun reading. Tomorrow night, the families are invited to the Peter Pan movie night, one school, one book selection. And this week will conclude with a book character parade on Friday, and as well as staff and students dressing as their favorite characters. Next week for BIS, students will begin their celebration of World Down Syndrome Day, which is March 21st. The school-wide activities include Rock Your Sock Drive, a culminating Rock Your Crazy Sock Spirit Day on Friday, March 20th. And those events promote inclusion, empathy, and celebration of the uniqueness that makes our community strong. I'm going to try not to smile that I don't have to do this, but MCAS season is upon them. Grades 3 and 4, Monday, March 23rd, and Wednesday, March 25th. And then grade 5, Tuesday, March 24th, and Thursday, March 26th. The students have worked hard all year, and they're confident that they are ready to demonstrate their growth and learning. They're incredibly proud of their effort and perseverance, and they look forward to a month filled with celebration, community engagement, and opportunities to showcase just how incredible the BIS students are.
That's awesome. That's so great. Thank you. I love this, the I'm still wondering question. Oh, that is adorable. Yeah. That's awesome. And I'm excited to, is it supposed to be a surprise if I'm reading to one of your teachers tomorrow? Can I say it on, I'm going into Mrs. Kelly's class tomorrow to read.
You're their mystery reader, but hopefully the kids aren't watching.
Hopefully they're not watching. Yes, yeah. And I don't know what book it is. I have to brush up on my readers. Yeah. I wish it were Friday now to get the bagels, but that's all right.
Nothing saying you can't come back.
Okay, all right, I might do that. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thanks, Liz. A little more
Ms.
transition
Colbert,
updates
yes.
later, too.
Okay, great.
All right, Ms. Sloboda. Sorry.
I just called her Colbert, sorry.
That's okay, she would have been next. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, okay.
I'll answer anything. Usually Noel is next. So as was mentioned, we had a hugely successful bingo night last night. It was wonderful to see so many families come together for fun, laughter, and a little friendly competition. We had great prizes, an enthusiastic crowd, and it was just a fantastic community celebration. So many students, so many families. Some of our teachers came with their own children. So I want to thank everyone who attended and supported. We raised $800 to help us at the cost of Nature's Classroom. So that's a little bit more than last year, so that's great. So it was a great event. So we are so grateful to the generous sponsors. We had some great giveaways to the families, community members, and staff for their support of this experience. And a big thank you to Sam Fasoli for organizing, and Jen Riley, who was our MC, calling out the bingo numbers. So super fun. We have Lucky for Life back this March, so that's a PBIS opportunity for students. So students caught demonstrating B2B values by a staff member receive a ticket to bring back to Ms. Fasoli. Winners can enjoy lots of fun prizes. Some of them include time with Shelby, our comfort dog, lunch with the principal, homework passes. I also want to shout out Mrs. Canterbury for the fun and festive Irish decorations in the main office, which has been very famous, so certainly celebratory. Also, this is a big PTA event. I'm super excited about. March Madness is almost here. It will be on Friday, March 13th from 6 to 7:30. We'll have an evening of high energy fun and school spirit. We're thrilled to share that KAM Appliance, and I hope I said that right, it's not CAM Appliance, I kind of asked around. KAM Appliance is generously sponsoring this event for the second year in a row. So thanks to their continued support, this event is free for all BMS students in grades 6, 7, and 8. Students can look forward to inflatable jousting, carnival games, karaoke, pizza, snacks, sports, and so much more. It's sure to be a really fun night full of energy, laughter, and community fun. But we do need help from families, so I'm throwing a pitch out there. Please go in the Sign Up Genius and sign up to help us out. Similar to BIS, in honor of World Down Syndrome Day on Friday, March 20th, we are taking part in the Lots of Socks campaign. We will wear our brightest, boldest, and most eye-catching socks as a fun way to start conversation and help others learn about inclusion, diversity, and respect. So we're looking forward to that. Our parent leadership is kind of driving that for the middle school. Our drama students, both cast and crew, are hard at work producing the Chronicles of Jane, Book 7. We have, I think, 32 or 33 students in the cast, so that's exciting. The show will be on Friday, May 8th at Bourne High School. This week at BMS, we also celebrated Read Across America with fun activities organized by our school librarian, Mrs. Riggo. During one today, students participated in DARE, Drop Everything and Read, and enjoyed some quiet reading time. All month, in the month of March, students can stop at the library to live in the March Madness of books, choosing their most favorite checked out title. Other activities this week include a Trivia Tuesday, with morning announcements featuring fun Read Across America questions, Trailblazing Thursday, highlighting books about real-life women, innovators, and leaders for Women's History Month, and Favorite Friday, where students can share their favorite books with Mrs. Riggo for a chance to win a prize. So it's been a really great week celebrating Read Across America. Our 8th grade athletes are gearing up for the Winter Sports Awards Night next week and have been invited to the Spring Sport Meet the Coaches Night. So that's also next week, March 10th at 6. And finally, I just want to close by saying that Noelle and I are working on a similar one-pager that you saw from BES. So we are also going to be sending something like that out to families. We're just finalizing some of the dates. And we are in the process of planning a transition night for families where they can ask questions and hear about classes and courses at the middle school next year and the step-up days for students.
That's
what's
awesome.
going on at the
Exciting
middle school.
stuff. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now that jousting caught my attention. Dr. Joe, would you be interested in? Yeah, doing, we'll talk to you. Yeah.
I have extremely good balance, you might not.
I don't, right, so, okay. Thank
It's
you.
my one talent.
Okay, thank you. Hello,
All right,
Dr.
yes, Dr.
McGuire.
Good evening. So at the high school, Friday is Girls and Women in Sports Day, an assembly to celebrate the many opportunities girls and women have to compete in sports throughout Massachusetts. A.D. Alexander will be taking our student representatives to Faneuil Hall in Boston for the event. Today, our students just arrived back from the marine biological labs, and we're hoping they had 3 amazing days of scientific research, and we'll be sure to share that out in the future. Bourne Drama will be competing in the METG Statewide Drama Festival along almost 100 other schools, and BHS is serving as one of 13 preliminary round sites across the state this upcoming Saturday. They'll be performing a preview of their 40-minute submission diversion this Friday at 7 p.m., and their competition time is scheduled for 2 p.m. on Saturday. We hope you can make it to one of their performances for their representation of important themes surrounding the pressures of working in the medical field and dealing with the important topic of drug addiction. Just to re-echo, our athletic winter awards night is Monday at 6 p.m., and Spring Meet the Coach night is Tuesday at 6 p.m., and we're hoping that that snow disappears pretty quickly to kick off our spring season soon. Next week, students from the Hope Squad will attend a regional summit to collaborate with other established Cape Cod Hope Squads to gather ideas, tips, and feedbacks on how to run a successful club that effectively spreads hope. Students will leave feeling confident on what they should do should a classmate approach them with an issue, and also will use insight from peer programs to inform their spring programming and upcoming activities as a group. At the end of next week, we heard from Taylor that DECA will travel to Boston on the 12th to 14th for the 67th Annual Massachusetts DECA State Career Development Conference and Competition. We wish them the best of luck in representing their projects and our school with much success. On March 18th, art students will travel to the New England Aquarium to observe, sketch, and photograph sea life. Upon returning from the trip, students will create larger works of art based on their sketches and observations. This project will be one of their culminating works for the year, and students have a choice of media for the project, allowing them to showcase the skills they've gained through the year. Our Best Buddies Club is also planning to bring Rock Your Socks for World Down Syndrome Day on Friday, March 20th. On the 24th, Dr. Ashraf Omran from Mass Maritime, who runs the Operations Control Lab there, is coming to the high school to meet with physics and engineering students to give an interactive lecture on machines, cams, and gears that will include 3D printed models, animation videos, and real-world applications to robotics. This should be an engaging and fun way for students to learn more about what it means to work with machines in various ways. This in-house field trip was brought to us as a positive byproduct of the partnership we've made with MMA in pursuit of our early college designation. Speaking of which, we'll be holding an early college informational meeting for anyone looking to learn more on March 18th at 5:30 for any student and caregiver seeking more information, especially those who might be interested in the program for the next year or following. And then we're looking forward to welcoming the current 7th grade and their caregivers at the Rising 8th Grade Welcome and Information Night on March 31st at 6 p.m. as part of our transition activities for 8th grade at the high school next year. This will be a one-stop event for students and their families to get lots of information about the coming school year and was a reschedule from the snow week last week. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you so much. It's a lot going on, yeah.
Many things.
So
Yeah.
many things, yes.
You'll also hear during the Teaching and
Thank
Learning
you.
report that we have a STEAM Symposium on March 26th. You heard it a few times. It's not just a BIS event. It's hosted at BIS, but it's district-wide. If you haven't been, it is really fun, highly engaging, and I'm sure that Ms. Morning will tell you about it later.
Nice.
So continuing on, you had these superintendent goals last month. They were in your folder. They mirror almost exactly our strategic plan, so I do hope that you'll support it and either ask questions or tell me to refine it or vote it in so that I have that moving forward. And then back on the transition planning update, what I did is I started just adding to the same document, so you'll see the other month will be at the bottom. with some of the same major headings. And you've already heard some of the work that's happening at the individual school levels. So we are admittedly a little bit behind in getting out our ESP staff preference survey. The ESP preferences are usually acquired a little later on in the calendar year than we know all of the placements for kids, the IEPs and what have you. But this was simply just a product of, we have a draft, we're refining it, but we hope that it'll go out soon. So we're not going to give an actual date right now, but we hope that pretty soon it'll go out to our ESPs, and that will help us kind of understand their preference of building, because buildings equal what time you start in the day and what time you leave, or the preference of students who they're serving in the different settings. So that will go out soon, and we'll work with all of our amazing ESPs to get them in the right placements like we always do. We did have our anticipated vacancies posting. Again, just a reminder, they're called anticipated until we actually get our budget passed at the town level, meaning the town meeting. But we go through a whole hiring process, because when we have time, we really take a lot of care in how we hire folks, whether it's looking through all of the applicants, the first round interviews. We do on-site model lessons where we have other educators listen to our candidates. And then we also involve educators in those decisions. So it's a pretty lengthy process. I would say the quickest turnaround on a hiring would be probably a month, and we're probably out 6 weeks. So really, it should get us to a place where we're really close to knowing that the budget is completely set. So I told my administrators to just keep going with the process, because we had a lot of openings. Continuing on budgeting, as you know, we are budgeting for our FY27 budget, and Chairman Beals, myself, Chairman Ferretti from the Board of Select, Mr. Geist, and the town administrator, and her, Erica Fleming. What is her actual title? Treasurer? Chief? I'm going to mess up her title, but Erica Fleming is important.
Yes,
Finance director. And so we're all going to meet and just try to have a little more of a discussion around, what is the town seeing in their deficit? Is there a way we can help? We're really not sure yet till we know kind of what number they're trying to reach. We budgeted what we felt was right for our district, but that was right at the moment, at the snapshot in January. So again, if we look and see where needs are, and there's a possibility we can do something, we just can't make any promises till we actually know. Because we do want to always budget conservatively so that we know we can hit the mark. We don't want to be one of those districts next year that says, oh, we've run out of money because we didn't anticipate these special education costs or these, these things that pop out of nowhere. But we are looking forward to this conversation to gain a little more understanding of where they are. Another piece of that, I'll just elaborate a little more, is that their deficit is based on what they were seeing in the cherry sheets, and that will change over time too. So hopefully as time moves forward and we get a little closer to that town meeting, I'm hopefully optimistic that that gap will close for a lot of different reasons. But we do want to have that conversation sooner rather than later, just to see how far that gap is. So with that said, in budgeting, we will not have another school committee meeting unless you choose to call it. So let's say there's something from that meeting that we're going to have tomorrow that then causes us to maybe have some action. We would have to go through our process to then have another school committee meeting to vote a different budget. Otherwise, my charge is to take the budget that you voted in February and bring it on the 16th to the town to present to the boards. So that's what I'll do unless something changes before then. And then in budgeting, spring town meeting, we're hopeful that the town has a balanced budget. We have our budget approved and we move forward and everything is in good shape. So facilities, we are continuing to work on all of the many pieces for facilities, including creating a painting and furniture plan for the high school, creating a furniture and moving plan for all schools, so many moving parts. So more to come on that, but just know that there's ongoing conversations for how to do that, in a way that makes sense for educators, makes sense for, for our budgets, and really gets us the best bang for our buck when the time comes. You heard about schedule and program development. I do want to say that through a lot of hard work and many conversations, we now have a draft 8th grade high school set for a draft 8th grade at the high school schedule. And you'll probably hear about that in the future, but it will be part of what we're talking about at the rising 8th grader time. It is cognizant of the school schedule, but it also really takes into account the needs of 8th graders. keeping them part of the entire building, but also keeping them separate and giving them the time on learning they need. It will include, obviously, their own set of coursework, which you've heard already, and that'll be at the end of the day, so that, you know, everything is kind of working together. And we feel that we actually came up with something. I say we because the 8th grade teachers had a big part in it, and the high school administration and this team. I think it's really exciting when we say that this move really will have positive effects for kids. I truly believe that. I think we're going to see some really great things happening. And the same thing is happening at the middle school level and at BIS and at BES. Around middle school, you know, we're looking specifically at that 5th grade. 5th grade will look a little different because they're still 5th graders. And so I really like the flexibility that we're working in the same paradigms of the school setting, but we're really being flexible and thinking about what those individual students, teachers will really need as that grade level. It's not really just to take them out of one school and shove them into the other. It really is about thinking, you know, really being really intentional about what we do, and then adding more opportunities. For example, the opportunity for 5th graders to take Spanish, right? To start a foreign language in 5th grade, we weren't able to do that before, and now we'll be able to. So those are just some of the little pieces. So moving right along, we are continuing our pre-K expansion discussions with Champions / KinderCare, because that's their younger model, where they've given us some mock-ups for what the prices would be for parents. Keep in mind that those prices, they can have vouchers, so it can be a sliding scale, so this is really great for our parents. We're looking at, I believe, I'm scrubbing those left already, but I believe we've already started, we meaning Champions, have already started to survey the current kids that are in there to see if the parents would want that other option. So if they go to our pre-K in the morning, would they want to be, you know, going to another program right down the hall in the afternoon, so they have a seamless full day. So now we're just trying to get a sense of numbers by asking our parents, you know, would you be interested in this? This is what the prices would be. Would you be interested in this? So then we'll know kind of what the need is and what we'll plan for. But ultimately, it will result in a parent having the ability for their child to go a full day, a full week, because currently we're half day, 4 days a week. This would give them that option. Like I said, with the voucher possibility if they need the sliding scale. So that's really good. Also on the other side, Mrs. Donahue is leading a site visit to a local elementary school who doesn't have Champions, but they have what we call a vendor, an outside agency, just to see how it's worked. I know they've had it for at least 20 years now, because it was there when my kids were going to school. And so to really talk to those school administrators and teachers, like, how does this work? You know, how do you share space and still have shared expectations, and, you know, give us the good, bad, and the ugly so we can prepare for that. And then we'll follow up with virtual site visits to schools with KinderCare. They all tend to be like in Connecticut or, you know, Vermont, like other places. They don't have any local ones, but we'll do some virtual site visits to ask those same questions specific to the KinderCare in a school building. So hopefully at the end of the day, with the input of teachers, with the input of, you know, all these visits, we'll have a really great plan going forward for pre-K that expands opportunity. All right, a little more. So lots of communication. This month, as you heard, we will refine our FAQs, our frequently asked questions. They're kind of by school, like, so what will this mean? You know, will my 5th grader get recess? Quick answer, yes, and here's how it will happen. And so it'll be super clear for parents for these nights that we're going to have. These are TBD. They're up here for you to see that, you know, they're in the planning process, but as soon as they're locked in, these are the different nights. So as you heard, we moved it to March 31st. Not because we wanted to delay a whole month, but really that was the best place that it fit in the whole March schedule, which you can tell is packed already. And then we'll have on April 8th a rising 5th and 6th grade parent night, May 14th a rising 2nd and 3rd grade parent night, June 2nd, June 2nd and 3rd for all the student step-up days. So basically they'll all be going up to their new places, and June 10th for the grade 8 step-up day. So lots of moving parts, but really great stuff. And hopefully there'll be written communication. There will also be Facebook communication, and there'll be, you know, online references. So at the end of the day, we hope everyone will feel really comfortable knowing all of these pieces. If anyone out there in TV land has a question, ask the principal right away. And we've had a few folks reach out to principals and say, I just don't feel comfortable with, you know, with not knowing this, that, or the other thing. And the principal was able to tell them, well, here's where we are right now, so this is our current thinking. But, you know, we'll have it locked in and be able to tell you when it's all in writing. So hopefully that will work. I know there was some concern thinking about 5th grade to the middle school. It always feels a little scary, right? My baby's growing up. I didn't expect that. Now they're in the middle school. there's not really a middle school anymore. It's a 5, 6, 7 school, which is technically an intermediate, but we're not going to rename the schools unless someday you want to. That's in your purview. But for now, it seems to work. And interestingly, when you think about it, I believe it was one of the principals, or probably Noel, said next year's middle school will be last year's BIS. It's the same group of kids.
Two of the 3 grades that are currently at BIS will be 2 of the 3 grades at BMS. So that whole population, I think it's,
So the
Maybe
current
feels a
fifth
little less
graders,
scary.
yeah, the current, the
Oh,
fifth
it
graders
will be
moving
less
up
scary,
would have been
yeah.
third grade with the same group of kids just moving up. So
That's great. That's
feels
a
little less
nice way to
scary.
put it. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So great. We'll have grade level student assemblies, building based transitions, and we're just continuing on. So I feel knock on wood, other than the snow, we're still in a really good place with all the transition activities. Lots of people pulling their weight in lots of different ways, making this work. So that's my transition update. If there's no questions, I'll pass the baton for teaching and learning.
You can really see, can I just make a comment, please? You can really see the excitement in your face. Like, you
Yeah.
cannot stop smiling.
I know. Well, it's gonna
So
be
with
so
all
good
of
for
the work,
kids.
and yeah, it
Yeah.
really is. And
It's something
yeah,
that usually scares the bejesus out of superintendents to do any type of this change,
Yeah.
redistricting it. But we've
Yeah.
put so much time and effort. The community's
Mhm.
given us so much input. I feel
Mhm.
confident, even though people might be nervous right now, at the end of the day when we get there, it's going to feel really good, and there's lots more opportunities for kids because of this. We don't have
Absolutely.
overcrowding, we have new opportunities in different courses, like, it's going to be a really good thing.
right. And we have, opportunities too to answer questions if the parents are nervous, or the students with the
Change is hard.
books and, I think you guys have created a really nice, program, I guess, or, plan, yes. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mrs. Bourne.
all right, thank you. Throughout the month of March, we are excited to celebrate Music in Our Schools Month, Theater in Our Schools Month, and Youth Art Month. So a lot of celebration of the performing and visual arts. We actually, before the snowstorm, had a plan to have some student musicians here to kind of kick us off. We've pushed that to April, so we're going to keep the celebration of the arts going so that they feel really well prepared. But as you know, performing and visual arts are certainly a very vibrant part of our schools all year long, and we certainly recognize the hard work of those educators and our students that are in those programs and really what they bring to our district. So congratulations to them. You heard from the principals about all the fun events happening for Read Across America Week in the schools. I really want to just thank our literacy committees and our library media specialists who've organized fun celebrations of reading in each building. And we were getting emails from, during the snow week about those events so that they were ready to kick off right when we came back. So we just really thank those people who were working on that kind of behind the scenes. Our district report card, I know you were all waiting, bated breath for that, was sent to all families this week. It's also been posted on our website. The district report card is issued annually by DESE, and it summarizes some of the accountability data to help parents get a good understanding of what we are doing well as a district and where we can improve. Parents are always welcome to reach out to the building or district leadership if they have any questions about the school or district report card. We have our next professional learning day coming up on March 20th. It is a half day. Our elementary educators will all participate in their first session with Dr. Cleese Warnham, who you worked with today. The session is entitled Understanding, Addressing, and Interrupting Microaggressions. And again, that is the session that secondary educators already went to and had a really positive response to. Our secondary educators will have time to collaborate with their colleagues with a focus on Tier 1 instruction, emphasizing vertical planning, curriculum alignment, and certainly preparation for this grade span shift. Excited for 8th grade teachers to kind of be able to get in and work with high school teachers and everybody to start really wrapping their head around the curriculum components of this move. As you heard from the principals and from Dr. Joe, we have the STEAMposium scheduled for March 26th at 4:30. Again, it is a district event. Even though it is at BIS, everyone is welcome. This event this year is space-themed, including a family planetarium show, as well as lots of hands-on, many glow-in-the-dark, I believe, activities based on some of the supplies we've ordered. BPS educators and students will also be supported by community groups, including Mass DOT, MMA, and the U.S. Coast Guard. So we look forward to seeing everyone at that. It is a very well-attended event. A few specific secondary updates. This seems to be now just a running theme. So you'll recall that our Part B for advanced manufacturing was submitted last month. We are awaiting a decision by the end of March. We have one kind of thing they've asked for from us, and we'll supply that next week, and then hopefully have a decision on that by the end of March. Our Part B for early college was submitted on Thursday, February 26th. That is the last Thursday. Huge thanks to the high school team. I really want to extend to all our viewers a special thank you to Anne Marie Strode. That early college application was incredibly complex, and I was Zooming with Anne Marie while she had zero power. She was like running a hotspot, trying to get it done. I mean, it's just a lot of challenges, and she really just continues to bring very high level work to this work. So I really want to thank her for that. We worked on it all last week and got it in a day early. So then I really had nothing. All I did was type it in. She did all the work. And our final Part B application for the graphic design and visual communications program, which is a Chapter 74 program. This would be our first Chapter 74 designation, which is like a technical program. That is due on Friday. So we are very close to being completed, having that completed. Again, really due to the hard work of Anne Marie Strode and Sean Silva, who will be the teacher, the graphic design teacher. He has done quite a bit of work on that program as well. Certainly the high school team, Dr. McGuire, Jesse Clements, but Anne Marie really, as the ICP coordinator, has really taken on the bulk of this work. This Chapter 74, it's a big application with a lot of components. The next step will be a site visit. But at the same time, you know, our ICP programs really have become a model. We have another town coming out to see us on Friday, and so I think we are feeling good about the applications. I also just want to finally give a quick update on our grant funding. We have received, again, I say we, but it's not really my work. We've received quite a bit of competitive grant funding. At the middle school this year, they have received a total of $27,800 of competitive grant funding with some additional funds anticipated. They received over the summer, and has already been expended, $22,000 of Mass Life Sciences grant supporting science supplies, things like really updated microscopes, things like that at the middle school. $5,800 was just, it's awaiting approval, but we know we're going to get it. They asked us to do a budget revision, so $5,800 of middle school exploration and MyCap. This is career exploration work, and some of the other MyCap components specifically for the middle school, so that's going to go towards curriculum development. And then we're in the process of applying for a 1-8 Project Lead the Way grant to support a new computer science course at the middle school. And huge thanks to Jesse Clements, who has taken the lead on all of that work. At the high school, we are looking at $277,000 of grant funding with some additional funds anticipated. Again, we have a multi-year Project Lead the Way grant of $25,000 that was received last year. It's got to be expended through 2028. We've received $75,000 of skills capital, $10,000 additional through Project Lead the Way. Project Lead the Way is specific courses that are around engineering and computer science. And so those grants support that. We have a $10,000 genocide education grant supporting training, curriculum writing, materials and supplies. $25,000 for work-based learning, supporting training for educators around career exploration. $50,000 for the Innovation Pathways Implementation Grant. $35,000 career connected learning. That came as part of our Part A when we were approved for Part A for Chapter 74. That kind of came to support the Chapter 74. $15,000 for innovation careers planning. That's supporting the development of the engineering design pathway. $25,000 as part of the early college planning that's been happening, and a $7,000 MyCap grant, again to support college and career readiness and planning. So we're in the process of spending all that money, which Mr. Geist really wants to make sure, as he should, that we do on time. So we have a total competitive grant funding of $304,800, and then we are also awaiting 2 additional approvals for around Project Lead the Way at the high school to support the engineering pathway. So really a shout out to the high school team for all of their work. That grant writing is not easy. They've done a lot of work to secure those funds.
That is,
That's with that.
Yeah, thank you.
1 year, yeah. So with that, turn
all
it back
right.
to you.
Thank you. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Geist.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Just want to start off by giving a huge shout out to our maintenance and custodial teams who worked all night through the blizzard and the entire next day without stopping. I finally had to tell them to go home.
Oh, jeez.
You know, when the snow's coming down at that rate, you know, we're plowing with we don't have the big town trucks, we're plowing with Ford F-250s, and they can move a lot of snow, but they can't let it pile up, because if you just look at the size of the parking lots, it just doesn't work. So they have to keep at it, and they did for quite some time, and then it just didn't stop snowing and blowing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it was a huge effort on their part. And then, of course, the cleanup continued throughout the rest of that week. Also like to give a shout out to the town administrator. She was in communication with Carrie and myself during the event, and she was asking about our power situation, and I guess she has a hotline to Eversource and directed them to prioritize getting the schools back up. Three of our 4 schools have generators. The high school does not, and power was on and it was off and it stayed off. Ultimately, at the high school, we did lose about $2,000 worth of food products. There's nothing we can do about that. But it could have been a lot worse, so
Right.
we'll take that. Also, a thank you to the town administrator for directing and helping to get loaders here to the main campus on Thursday and Friday, and Bournedale as well. Without loaders, when there's that much snow, we have no place to put it, and everything just gets smaller and smaller. So the loaders came over and spent quite a bit of time just making those huge piles that you see slowly melting out there. And also, I'd like to thank Police Chief Esup for his department's partnership and communications about the roadways during the storm. He was doing a great job letting us know what the priorities were, what roads were good, what roads were not yet, and what the plan was to get them up to snuff. We would have loved to have been able to open on Friday, but it had been an exhausting week for everyone. And in the end, it was, a call we just had to make. So we're going to school till June 26th.
Oh, gosh. Not for the seniors, though.
True.
They're fine with it.
They are fine with it.
If you take a walk through the high school, you'll see some painting going on that happened during the vacation week. We have a couple of maintenance guys who are pretty skilled, and they banged out a bunch of painting starting over here in C Wing, covering up a lot of that yellow blocked wall. So the C Wing hallway already looks a lot brighter. We also removed 2 of the old water fountains that were in between the boys and girls restrooms in that wing, upstairs and down, blocked those off. They got painted over. Our next step is going to be to remove the 2 older looking ADA compliant bubblers that have been there, I think, since 1930. Both upstairs and down, and we've already got the replacement water bottle fillers, refrigeration, everything for those 2 areas upstairs and down, and we're just waiting for the plumber to come in and plumb those up for us. So we're making progress on brightening up the high school, and that work will continue. We have a whole list of hallways and rooms to get to, so we're just going to tackle it in-house to get it done. The Jackson Field bleacher project, as you can imagine, until the glacier recedes down there, there's not much happening. We were supposed to be in full demolition mode by this point. So it's pretty clear to me that at this point, there was always going to be some construction for graduation. It'll be fenced off. It's not going to be beautiful, but the field is going to be beautiful. We'll have full access. You just don't look backwards. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I mean, at this point, the bleachers still might be there. So if that, it looks like it's warming up next week, though.
Yes.
So.
Snow may still be there. The snow may still be there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, geez, don't say that, Karen.
The Bourne Middle School roof MSBA process is ongoing. I'm attending a webinar on March 17th, which is just really an overview of the process. But right now, we're just finalizing contracts with our OPM and the designer and getting some other paperwork into the MSBA. And hopefully we can get those contracts to the town administrator so that the select board chair can sign off on them. And lastly, because I know you always want to hear about the wastewater treatment plant, we should, I'm hopeful by the end of this month, have the designs ready for the refurbishment of the RBCs and all the other associated work for the plant so that we can get done this summer.
Nice. Are you conducting tours of that again?
Anytime
How
you
excited
want to.
Evelyn is.
Yes, I know exactly what he's talking about. She lights right up
She
when
does.
you say that.
She lights up when she talks about it.
She talks about the
And we
plant.
light up when we talk about the wastewater.
Oh my
I don't know
gosh,
what that
yes.
says about us.
Yes, I know, I can just feel the energy. That's awesome.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
All right, on to technology.
Thank you.
My update will be short and sweet tonight. Since my last one, there's really not much to report out other than how well our network and equipment handled the up and down of the power fluctuations when you have all these electronic devices, and you have these issues with the grid, especially like we did. You're always concerned that something might happen, but our generators as well as our battery backups handled everything extremely well. Other than that, myself, along with John and Nick in my department, have started making a list and putting together, brainstorming everything that will need to be looked at and considered for our grade level move-ups over the summer. There'll be a lot of logistics in the background with all our different software systems, as well as equipment, and I'm sure we'll still forget something, but we have some time, and we started jotting down our thoughts and putting together a plan, and we'll be communicating out with the teachers in the coming weeks as to what they can expect. And that's all I have.
That's awesome. May I ask a question?
Yes.
You said, do we have a generator for?
So like Mr. Guy said, yes,
Yes.
every school but the high school has a generator.
Okay, I didn't know if the high school had a separate generator just for your stuff.
Yeah, it's a good question. So the big thing with generators is that there is a quick downtime with the electric grid inside the school when the generator, from the time the power kicks off to the time the generator kicks on. And that's where we've invested over the past several years with Mr. Guy's help, battery backup systems, which will cover that 10-second or 15-second downtime from the time that the street power goes off till the time the generator kicks on. And while it may only be 15 seconds, 15 seconds of our $100,000 worth of servers going down, hard crashing, we could potentially lose one. So I think a couple of years ago, we managed to put those in all of our server rooms. Over here, we don't have any servers at the high school, which is good. Our middle school, Bourne has them, but they have the generators. So.
Nice, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good, I'm glad everything's okay there.
Yes.
Great, and last but not least, Mrs. Donahue.
Thank you. I'll be short as well, but one highlight I did want to make was at the pep rally, the Special Olympics banner, which I know we will highlight again in the future, but just wanted to applaud Katie Alexander and Susie Blunt for their work in that, and so more to come. Another update is Assistant Superintendent Borning and I completed the final submission for the one remaining element for the civil rights component of the TFM. So hoping to hear that all of that has been satisfied. We should hear shortly. Believe it or not, during the snow days, there was a lot of work done trying to organize and get ready for our extended summer program. So that was kind of nice to be thinking about, warmer times during that work. So during that time, stay tuned for more on that. Teacher postings will be coming out soon. And but the immediate focus for the department has really been on rescheduling and trying to maintain what's already been scheduled and finding the time. So fingers crossed we don't have any more snow days because it is a challenge. And that's it for me.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes our report.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. All righty, so school committee, subcommittee and district committee reports. Curriculum and curriculum subcommittee.
We are meeting tomorrow.
Okay. All righty, thank you. Policy sub, we postponed, well, we had to move ours out, so it'll be March 26th or something.
I can
Yeah,
look it up.
that's okay. That's, yeah. So it'll be in a few weeks. Budget and facilities subcommittee?
We missed our meeting last week.
Okay. Why? I'm just kidding. Could you please explain why? No. So you're going to postpone that then, or?
So as of right
reschedule?
now, we were just planning for our March meeting.
Awesome. All right, thank you. Special Education Parent Advisory, CPAC.
So a brief survey was developed and sent out to a select group of people who have over the course of the last couple of years said they'd be interested in participating, just to see if we can get a sense of when would be a good time to offer a presentation on early literacy, so during the day, hybrid, those kinds of things. So that went out, and hopefully it'll help us put together a session for end of March, early April.
Nice, thank you. Cape Cod Collaborative, I don't think I have any information on that. I don't think she met with them last month. District Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee?
Jesse sent me an update.
Okay,
So the DEIB committee met yesterday to follow up on their January meeting with Dr. Cleese Warnham, and they're looking forward to meeting with Dr. Warnham again in March. March is Women's History Month. To celebrate, the committee is planning on having a table at the STEAMposium event to highlight famous women that made their impact in the STEAM realm.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Assistant Superintendent. District Technology Committee?
We have not met yet. We'll be meeting the last week of March.
March, okay, thank you. And District School Wellness Advisory Committee?
So we updated, the most recent update was provided at the February meeting. We'll meet again towards the end of the year.
Okay, yeah, you just meet 4 times a year? Is it quarterly? Yeah, good, okay. Thank you, everybody. Discussion items directed by the committee. I don't think we have any. Yeah, nope. So action items, we need to approve warrants and payroll.
Move that we vote to approve warrants and payroll.
Second?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any abstentions? I forgot my
Cheat sheet.
cheat sheet, thank you. Any abstentions? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. I think we just did that. The motion has passed. Thank you. Let's see. Vote to approve regular session meetings. We need to, just due to this snowstorm last week, we'll approve those in April.
I don't think she had them ready.
Yes, oh gosh, that was a crazy week last week. So we'll do that in April. Vote to approve superintendent's goals. Has everyone had the opportunity to read those?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'd like to call a vote.
Move to approve the superintendent goals for
Okay.
25 through 27.
All right, second.
Second?
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes. Thank you, Dr. Joe. All right, future agenda items. Recognition of the music in our schools month, youth art month, youth theater month. That's all in April. It's going to be really exciting.
Right.
I know, I'm
We'll sing
excited.
the national anthem and have another selection, and it will be throughout the district. It'll be really fun.
Oh, that is going to be
welcome
so
kids, yeah.
exciting, yes.
We'll also have accolades, the students who are in all the various festivals. You've heard about it, but we'll bring them in. for
Oh,
that.
that's going to be a really
Will that be
peppy
in the
one.
auditorium,
We'll need
probably?
you here, Miss Taylor, please.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, student spotlight. Zoe, do you have anything for us?
I don't think we know who's doing that one yet. I think we'll figure that out.
We'll figure that the next, yes, yeah, okay. All right, sounds good at our meeting. Final approval for Nature's Classroom and Washington trip in April. Well, that's not in April.
The meeting.
That's when
The
you'll
meeting
do
will,
that.
yes, right, gotcha. Recognition of BHS Unified National Banner Champion School.
So we'd love to bring some kids in, and again, the adults that were part of this, and really show you the banner in an official way. I think that would be great.
Gosh, that's going to be so fun. All right, and the Navigator Awards. Oh, wow, that's here already. All righty. So,
And if I may, April is also month of the military child, so we'll be celebrating Purple Up. It's April 15th, and so that's something we could say, during the April meeting, but then follow up with it for the real.
okay, okay.
So
So we're Purple Heart School.
We
Right,
are.
or what is that?
We are a Purple Star School.
Purple Star School.
Yes.
Okay, I was driving through, I think it was Hingham yesterday, and they had a sign in their town that they were a purple or star.
So
So
Purple
can we have
Heart-
signs around the town?
I'm not a veteran, but a Purple
Yeah.
Heart, I think, designates that, you did something in times of war that you
Oh,
did,
okay.
So I think that they've designated some towns as Purple Heart
Okay,
towns.
I was like, oh, maybe we could do that because we're schools,
But
but,
we have a Purple Star, and so the Purple Star is a designation as part of the national group.
Okay.
And also through DESE. So we were designated, actually, all 4 of our schools. No other district
Right.
has all 4 schools designated, just saying.
Yes.
But we're really proud of that. So we were designated last year, and so we're able to have that as Mr. Oliver did for us. We have it now on the bottom of our website. Let's see if I can
It's
show
on,
you real quick.
it's on all of our school websites and district websites.
nice.
Pull it up real quick.
And do we have plaques in our schools, all 4 schools?
I don't believe they gave us a plaque, but it is something we could
have
maybe
made.
give
That's a
ourselves.
really big honor.
So yeah, here at the bottom, you can see Purple Star School.
Oh, I love that.
And also, we are an AP honor roll school this year too, so that's
Oh, boy.
another great badge we were able to put on the website.
We have a lot of badges. We really do.
So,
All righty. That's awesome. Thanks for adding that to the website. That's so
Of
great
course.
to show off. All right, I'd like to adjourn the meeting at, 7:02? Did we cover everything? We covered everything? Do I have a motion?
I move to adjourn our meeting at 7:02 PM.
All righty. Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes. Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for coming, everyone, and thank you, Taylor, from the Enterprise. This is exciting. Good night, everybody.